Okay, what is the equation for the skidding? Equation for the skidding. In order to avoid the skidding, what is the velocity? Confusion बहुत हो इतना जल्दी confusion हो रही है okay. to avoid skidding. So what is the velocity should be provided? Under root of
mu into
mu
r gr.
into gr. Okay, gr. Okay, this is one. And to avoid overturning. It is v is equal to
under root gr upon 2 into d upon h.
gr upon
H.
gr upon 2 into b by h.
Capital of
Yes,
G by H.
g by h. B by h or g by h, correct? Or another one.
Yes, sir.
gr upon 2 into capital G divided by h.
capital RS.
आवाज कट हो रहे
Capital R.
capital R, yes, capital R. Next, what is the centrifugal force? What is centrifugal force? W V square upon gr. Okay, so this is smaller. Okay, so these all are the formulas for the. Okay, we have solved one problem, correct na? We take one more problem. This is also important. A car weighing a car weighing 15 kilonewton goes round a flat curve of 50-meter radius full stop. The distance between inner and outer wheel is 1.5 meter, and the CG is 0.75 meter above the ground level, or road level. What is the limiting speed? What is the limiting speed of the car on this curve? Okay, this is first question. Next, determine the normal reaction. Determine the normal reaction developed at inner and outer wheels. Developed at the inner and outer wheel. Inner and outer wheel. If car negotiates the curve with a speed of Okay, speed of 40 kmph. 40 kmph. Full stop. Take coefficient of friction. Take coefficient of friction. Mu is equal to 0.4. Mu is equal to 0.4. Okay. So this is the problem we have given. He has not given the figure. Just for your understanding purpose, I am drawing the figure. This is the vehicle, and this is the wheels of the vehicle. These are the wheels of the vehicle. And the CG is the total weight of the body is acting as a CG. And this is the centrifugal force which is acting here. What is the formula for a centrifugal force? W V square divided by GR. Okay. Then he has given the height, CG height. This is the CG. This is the CG. He has given this height. H is equal to 0.75 meter is given in the problem. Then this weight is acting downward. Okay, weight is acting downward exactly at the half. And these are two are the wheels. Okay, wheels of the vehicle. These two are wheels of the vehicle. The distance between these two is given. A car of weight is given. What is the weight of the car? This is equal to 15 kilometer. Correct? 15 kilometer weight is given. Then a flat curve of radius is given 50 meter. Okay, there is a curve. Road is curve, but it is a flat. Okay, it is a flat. It is not. It's a plan. Whatever I am trying. In the longitudinal section, the ground is flat only. It is not rising or it is not falling. Then radius is given 50 meter. What is that radius? You can take it as R. It is given R is equal to 50 meter. 50 meter. W is equal to 15 kilonewton. Then distance between the outer and inner wheel, okay, that is equal to 1.5 meter. This center to center between these two is 1.5 meter. Then CG is 0.75 meter from the road level. So if this is a road, okay, this is the road from this to this side. CG height is given. It is a 0.75. This height is given 0.75 meters. Then on this curve, determine the limiting speed. What is the limiting speed of this one? So how to solve this one? Determine the limiting speed means you have to determine the velocity of the vehicle without undergoing the skidding and without undergoing the overturning. It means it should be safe in both the conditions. Okay, it means you have to check for the skidding, you have to check for the overturning, and whichever is minimum that you have to provide. Okay. Okay. Consider dynamic equilibrium of car. Consider dynamic equilibrium of car. Forces acting on the car are shown in figure. Limiting speed V, limiting speed V from the consideration of avoiding skidding is equal to V is equal to, what is the formula for avoiding skidding? V is equal to under root of mu G R. So you can take R is equal to small r, capital R, okay, whatever it is. We have only one radius. So you know coefficient of friction is given in the problem. That is equal to 0.4 is given. So substitute. Mu is equal to 0.4 under root of into G is equal to 9.81 into R is equal to 50 meter. 14 meter per second. Okay. So convert this into kg per kmph. 14.007 meter per second I am getting. So convert that into capital V. So capital V is in kmph.
So you can
V is in small. Yes. 14.007 into so kmph to meter को करना है तो 5 by 18 कर देता है अभी 18 by 5 18 by 5 18 by 5 करने का so that you get in terms of kmph. How much it is? 42 or 50 point something kmph. So this is the velocity to avoid the skidding. हमारा कार skid नहीं होना है तो this is the maximum velocity we have to provide. इससे ज्यादा हुआ तो skid हो जाता. Okay. So next I have to go for the to avoid the overturning. Next is limiting speed from the consideration of preventing the overturning overturning. Okay. So taking moment about point of outer wheel road and noting that R1 is equal to 0, comma, when the vehicle is about to overturn, when the vehicle is about to overturn, we get. Okay. So whenever vehicle gets overturned, it means the car is going like this. When it overturns, among two wheels, one wheel is coming out of the contact surface of the ground, correct na? And another one is there in the ground only. Okay. If I take the reactions of the R1 and R2, this is R1 reaction and this is R2 reaction. Okay. This is inner wheel and this is outer wheel. Okay. R1 is the inner wheel, R2 is the outer wheel. So our vehicle is overturning means what? Okay, it is inner wheel is out of the one wheel is out of the another one. Okay, that is nothing but your overturning. Okay, okay. Think that our vehicle is turning like this because centrifugal force is acting like this. Okay, centrifugal force is acting like this. Vehicle is turning like this. It means there is no contact between the ground and the wheel. What is the value of R1? R1 equal to 0. Okay, taking the moment about the point of outer wheel road, noting that R1 is equal to 0. Okay, now R1 is equal to 0. So about the point at this point, take the moment. What are the forces acting? This centrifugal force is acting. Okay, that is acting from the ground. What is the height? H. Okay, so is it clockwise or anti-clockwise? Clockwise. So we get. So I will write here. We will get. What is the formula? W B square divided by GR. This is the force over here. What is the distance? Into H. Okay. Next, this weight is acting about this outer wheel. This weight is clockwise or anti-clockwise? Anti-clockwise. Okay. Minus. What is the formula? W. Okay. This is center to center distance is if I take the B. So can you tell me what is W is acting at exactly B by 2? Exactly B by 2. If the wheel center to center of distance between the wheel is the B, Okay, weight is acting exactly at the center of the vehicle. Then the distance between the this weight and the this wheel is b by 2. Okay, then w into b by 2 is it correct? B by 2. So this is equal to 0. Okay, so what I will write? I will take this b by 2 w b by 2 to other side. So what is remaining? W v square divided by g r w v square divided by g r into h, correct, is equal to w into b by 2. Is it correct? W get cancelled. Sorry, W get cancelled. And b is remaining as it is. So I want to find out the velocity. V square is equal to gr upon 2h gr upon 2h into b. Okay, so I want v is equal to under root of gr by 2 into b by h. So whatever I have given the formula, is it same? Under root of gr by 2 into b by h.
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is the formula for the overturning. You know all the terms. So substitute. G is equal to 9.81 into r is equal to, what is the radius he has given? 50 into what is the b? He in the problem he has given b. Okay, that is 15 meter. Okay. 0.75. So this is 15 meter divided by 2 divided by 0.75 meter. So this is the velocity to avoid the overturning. Calculate velocity. This is small b. Okay, small b. B by h, h by b. B by h. B is correct. H is correct. Correct. नहीं 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 बी का वैल्यू कैसे? हाँ हाँ करेक्ट करेक्ट 150. So 1.5. नहीं फॉर्मूला पे क्या b by h ना? B is 1.5. 1.5 हो गया. हाँ सब्स्टिट्यूट कैन कैलकुलेट
156.16.
150 आ रहा है क्या? 9.81 into 50 divided by b is in
31.32.
what? B
22.14.
एक मिनट तो B is 1.5 correct है 22.147.
Yes, sir, 22.147.
correct आ गया ना? 22.147. Anybody got 22.147?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes. Calculate और हाँ कितना आ गया आंसर आपको? 9.81 into 50 divided by 2 into 1.5 divided by 0.75. Total answer 22.147.
22.147.
Yes, correct. This is meter per second. I want kilometer per second. So this is 22.147 multiplied by 18 by 5. You will get answer in B is equal to kmph. 79.373. Correct? Correct है ना? Then multiply by 18 by 5. Multiply by 18 by 5. So with that you will get answer. 79.73 kmph. See, all of you, see, calculator is two velocities. One is to avoid the skidding, there is a one velocity. To avoid the overturning, there is one velocity. So you got this point. How this formula has come? Overturning formula कैसे आ गया पता है ना? You have to take the moment about one vehicle, one wheel. So next, see, what is asked in the problem? Determine the what is the limiting speed of the car on this curve. It means the car should travel in a safely. It should avoid the skidding. It should avoid the overturning. So think that if I provide the velocity, 79.73, okay, it is safe under overturning. Is it safe under for the skidding? Skidding में कितना चाहिए? Skidding में कितना चाहिए? 50.42. Okay, but if I provide 70, or skid होता क्या नहीं? Skid होता. If I provide the 70, okay. If I provide the 50.42, it avoids the skidding. Skidding नहीं होता. Whether is it undergoes overturning? Overturning भी नहीं होता. Because overturn होना है तो velocity कितना रहने का? More than 79 रहने का. Okay. So the minimum of these two you have to provide. Yes. So limiting speed is equal to, therefore limiting speed is equal to capital V is equal to 50.42 kilometer. Is it under kilometer per second per hour? Is it understood, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is how you have to find out the limiting speed of the vehicle car. Okay, so write down. Still not yet completed. Okay, write down this first. Nice second. See, understand the problem. अभी हमारा व्हीकल जब कर्व में मूव होता है ना, तो देयर आर टू फोर्सेस एक्टिंग ऑन दिस वन. वन इज सेल्फ वेट ऑफ द कार एंड अनदर वन इज सेंट्रीफ्यूगल फोर्स. ये दोनों को वजह से द कार में गेट skid is the one type of failure and the car may get overturned. Okay, so abhi when your vehicle is traveling on the curve, there is a maximum velocity. That velocity is, in order to avoid the skidding, this is the velocity. This is the velocity. V is equal to under root of mu gr. Okay, इतना velocity provide किया तो it will avoid the skidding. Skid नहीं होता. इससे ज्यादा provide किया तो there is a skid. Whenever you are traveling on the bike, if there is a skid, because you are providing the more velocity than the required for the road, इसके वजह से that is under the skidding. In case if any one car or bike, if there is a overturning, so overturn हुआ तो because you are providing the velocity more than the required, इसकी वजह से that is under skidding, overturning. So अभी ये problem में क्या है? There is a curve. Okay, velocity is given, everything is given, weight of body is given, distance between the two wheels is given. So what is the maximum limiting speed? मैंने speed कितना लेने का? That is he is asking. So first you have to determine the speed for the skidding. Okay, so that is 50.42. If you go by 50.42, there is no skid will occur. Skid will not occur. If you go more than that one, skid will occur. Then second one is to avoid the overturning, you have the formula, that is, this is the formula. V is equal to under root of gr by 2 d by h. Okay, so इतना velocity से गए तो क्या होता? There is no overturning. इससे ज्यादा किया तो there is no overturning. Okay, अभी उन्होंने क्या पूछा है? Limiting speed पूछा. Limiting speed means there should not be skidding, there should not be overturning. So which one will you provide? We have to provide the minimum one. Okay, so if I provide the 50.42, there is no skid will occur, there is no overturning will occur. If I provide the 60, skid will occur, overturning will not occur. If I provide the 79, skid will occur, overturning will not occur. But हमको safe in both conditions चाहिए. Both conditions चाहिए तो we have to provide minimum one. Is it understood, everyone? Completed?
Sir,
हाँ.
back
Yes, बोलिए. क्या बोली?
first slide.
ये चाहिए क्या? ठीक. See, हाँ. Is it completed? So this in this problem only again he is asking. Okay, those who have completed, try करो. Determine the normal reactions developed at the outer and inner wheels if the car is negotiating the curve with a curve of speed 40 kmph. Okay, in order to be safe, how much is the velocity you are providing? 50.42. Limiting, that is limiting means maximum. Maximum is 50.42. But now assume that a car is moving with a 40 kmph and now provide the R1 and R2. So how to find out this one? Same, apply this equation. Moment about a point is equal to 0. Okay, now this is moving with the speed 40 kmph. Is it limiting? Limiting nahi. Limiting है तो R1 is equal to 0 होता था. But now it is not a limiting, means there is R. So take a moment about the outer wheel. So R1 into B. Okay, next W that is anti-clockwise. Then W into B by 2. Then centrifugal force. Okay, second case. Is it completed? This slide?
Yes.
Yes, all of you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, first case हो गया limiting speed. So maximum speed कितना provide करने का 50.42 हो गया. Decided? Okay. So in the second case, second bit what he is asking in this one, determine the normal reactions developed at the inner and outer wheels if the car negotiates the curve of speed 40 kmph. अभी car 40 kmph में जा रहे हैं. So we have to determine R1 and R2. Okay. Take the moment about the outer wheel. Okay. There is a R1 now. Now R1 is not zero. When it is zero, when the car is moving with a limiting speed. Okay. If the okay, right on next bit. If the vehicle moves with a velocity of 40 kmph, so small v is equal to what is small v? 40 into 5 by 18 is equal to 11.11 meter per second. Then taking the moment about outer wheel, taking moment about outer wheel. Okay. So take the moment about the outer wheel. All of you look at the figure. About the outer wheel I have to take. Yes, look at the figure. Look at the screen, all of you. Yes, R1. This R1 is rotating clockwise or anti-clockwise? Clockwise. R1 into B.
Clockwise.
Yes, W. Is it clockwise or anti-clockwise? W minus W into B by 2. Okay, same take. Either minus W into B by 2. Then this centrifugal force W V square by GR into height is H. Is it clockwise or anti-clockwise? Clockwise. Positive? Yes. Okay, I'll write the same thing. So R1 into B. Okay, minus W into B by 2. Correct? Then plus centrifugal force W V square by GR into H. So this is equal to 0. Okay. So what I will do, I will divide it by B. Throughout, I will divide it by B. Left side and right side. So B and here B will become in the denominator. So I will take R1 here. So R1 is equal to I will transfer this to other side. R1 is equal to W divided by 2 minus W V square divided by G R into H by B. Is it correct? Yes. Substitute it all. W. What is the value of W in the problem? 15 kilonewton. Okay. 15 divided by 2 minus 15 into this V, small v it is. Okay, meter per second square. Oh, sorry, meter per second. How much it is? 11.1. This is very, very carefully you have to take. Don't consider this one. Okay, whatever you are providing, you are not supposed to take this one. He is asking for the velocity, 40 kmph car. Divided by 9.81 into R. R is 50 into H is equal to 0.75 divided by B is equal to 15 meters. So calculate the value of R1.
Minus 39.68.
Are you getting minus? Why you are getting minus?
Recheck.
Again check it on here. You will not get minus. B correct. W V square by GR. W V square by GR into H H divided by B correct है? कितना है? No, 5.61. 5.61. Is it correct? 15 divided by 2. 15 into 11.7 divided by B 9.81 into 0.75. Let's check it.
7.31.
Yes, 7.7. No. 7.7. देखो 15/2 कितना आता है? 15/2 is 7.5.
1.31.
7. एक मिनट एक करिए, all of you calculate this one. 15, yes, all of you calculate 15 into 11.11 square into 0.75 divided by 7.31. Yes, नहीं divided by bracket open करो 9.81 into 50 into 15 bracket close. What is the answer?
3.77.
Yes,
3.77.
3.77. Okay, so 7.5 minus 3.77 करो. Yes, what is the answer?
3.73.
3.73.
No, something has gone wrong. I'll see. Calculator दीजिए. $15 into 11.11 square into 0.75 divided by calculator 9.81 into 50 into 15. 0.188. अरे 0.1887. 15 divided by 2 minus answer 7.31. 7.31 is correct. 7.31. But I got 5.6. Oh, I got okay. This is the answer R1. Then R2. How to get the value of R2? Total weight is how much? Total weight of the vehicle. W minus R1. Yeah, so W आएगा R2. So R1. Okay, R2 is equal to W is how much? 15. 15 minus 7.31. 15 minus 7.6. That is equal to 7.68 kilonewton. So again, 6 correct. 6 okay, 6.8 or 6.9. Okay. So actually, I got 5 point in my calculator, 5.12, not in calculator, whatever in my solution. This is 5.612 and this is 9.388. Okay, I will check it once again. So these were the answers. Now, tell me.
R1 का आंसर 0.18 आता है ना?
0.18 is only this term. देखो, only this term is 0.1887. I want total 7.3, 7.5 minus this term करने का. Okay, minus this term करने का. So that you will get 7.31. Okay, R1 is equal to 7.31 and R2 is equal to 7.68. Okay, have you written?
Yes, sir.
All of you, online people.
Yes, sir.
Okay, can I go for next slide? समझ में आ रहा है आपको? हाँ, कैलकुलेट कीजिए. कहाँ गए वो 64 रोल नंबर? उनको अभी ये नहीं. Okay, is it completed all of you? Can I go for next problem? Yes. Yes or no? Still you are writing. Yes, completed.
Yes, sir.
Okay, ready. Find the angle of banking Find the angle of banking for a highway curve 200-meter radius 200-meter radius designed to accommodate cars traveling at 120 kmph if the coefficient of friction between tires and road is 0.6. See, the dynamics is like this only. So you have to read again and again whatever you have written in your notebook. So okay, daily you have to be in touch with it. अभी एक बार हो गया, then again in the exam ऐसा नहीं करेगा. Okay, daily you have to be in touch. Okay, so it is simple one. What is asked? Yeah, find the angle of the banking. Okay, before going to this one, do you know what is tan alpha in the friction? Coefficient. This is angle of friction. Angle of banking angle. Okay, that is equal to mu. Correct. What is mu is equal to W by F or F by W? Huh? Yeah, what is this one? What is the mu value? F by W or F? There is a friction. There is a weight. There is a weight is acting. F by M. F by M. W by R, normal reaction. Okay, W by R, normal reaction of W by N. Correct? So if I want to determine the V value, then how will you determine the W? N times of mu. So what he is asking? He is asking this value, alpha value now. That is the alpha value is asking. So it means you have to determine the mu. If you determine the mu, you can determine the value of alpha. Okay. So this alpha is equal to what is the value of here you have determined. See here. Centrifugal force. What is the centrifugal force? W V square by GR. Okay. So I want mu alpha. That is mu. What is mu is equal to? Mu is equal to what? That is F by M, F by W, F by W. So here this is a centrifugal force F. I want F by W. F by W के V square by GR आता है ना? Yes. What I will do? So here I want to determine this value. Just a minute. So centrifugal force F is equal to what is the F value? W V square divided by GR. So what is F by W? F by W is equal to V square by GR. What is F by W? That is equal to mu, coefficient of friction. So this coefficient of friction is equal to tan alpha. Okay. The V square, V is equal to how much? You have to determine V. Capital V is given. Capital V is given. Capital V is equal to 120 kmph. kmph. So determine small v. 120 into 5 by 18. So how much it is? 33.33 meter per second. If alpha is the angle of banking, if alpha is the angle of banking, then tan alpha is equal to mu is equal to what is the formula? V square divided by GR. So V square, V is equal to 33.33 square divided by G. G is equal to how much? 9.81. R is equal to how much? He has given R. Traveling R radius is given, correct? 200 meters into 200. So what is our formula? This is equal to 0.566. You will get. So tan inverse of alpha is equal to tan inverse of 0.566. How much it is? Alpha is equal to? Don't press tan inverse of
29.50.
yes, 29.5
29.509.
or 5156. Okay, so that is the correct answer. See, you can expect these problems in a one mark question. Directly he will ask, he will give. Okay, everything is correct. He will ask directly what is the banking angle. Alpha is equal to 29.52. Yes. This is how you have to find out. Get it done fast. Yes, given ना. Okay, वो भी करो. Same होता ना. Okay, ये भी directly भी कर सकते हैं. Okay, directly in the problem, see calculate. What is mu alpha tan alpha is equal to mu, correct? He has given directly mu value. You can take tan alpha is equal to tan inverse of mu. Calculate all of you. Tan inverse of 0.6. You will get the same answer. 29.52. 30. Okay, nearly same. Okay, same. So in the problem, you should not give it this one. If you use alpha value, then you that is mu value, then you will directly calculate. Okay, nearby answer you are going to MCQ. Okay. So in the problem, he may give directly. Coefficient of friction is equal to this much. What is the angle? Banking angle he will ask. At the time tan alpha. क्या तो आपको 0.54. Okay. See, this type of problems you are given. I will not give the statement. I will give the direct written for what are given problem. 50 is given, 50 kilonewton weight, and the radius of gyration k is equal to 1 meter. And omega naught. What is omega naught? Initial velocity. Okay, that is equal to 600 RPM. And final velocity is given 200 RPM. So how to convert this RPM into meter per second? Radian per second. Yes, that is 600 into 2 pi by 360. 2 pi by 60. So that you will get the answer in terms of radian per second. So how much it is? 62.83. 62.83 radian per second. So here it is 200 into 2 pi by 60. So here you will get 20.94 radian per second. Is it correct? So the same ऐसे problem solve किया तुमने देखो. So he has given time t is equal to 5 minutes. Okay, you have to determine torque is equal to how much, kinetic energy is equal to how much. Kinetic energy. ऐसे एक problem solve किया, A और एक problem है. Kinetic energy is equal to. Will you solve this one? Okay. So in order to determine the kinetic energy and torque, what is torque? Torque is equal to I into alpha. I is not given. So first you have to determine I value. So I is equal to, what is I formula? I is equal to what? Mk square. What is M? M is equal to 50 into 10 raised to 3 Newton. I want to determine. I have to get in terms of kg divided by 9.8. Okay. Into what is K? 1 square. So this is 5096. 5096.84 kg meter square. This is I value. Then I want to determine alpha. Alpha means what? Angular acceleration. So how to calculate the angular acceleration? W minus W naught divided by T. So how you got this one? So you know that W is equal to initial velocity plus alpha into T. V is equal to U plus AT. Final velocity is equal to initial velocity plus AT, alpha into T. So I from this equation you got the value this one. So substitute. What is the value of W? 20.94. 20.94 minus what is the W naught? 62.83 divided by what is the time after 5 seconds? Sorry, 5 minutes. So 5 into 60 seconds. So 5 into 60 seconds. So how much is the answer you are getting?
29.
No. Take it again. 20.94 minus 62.83 divided by bracket करो. This is also bracket. You have to put in bracket. Divided by bracket.
.7.
Yes. Yes. 0.13.
0.13.
0.1396 radian per second square. You are getting minus, correct? What does this mean? Minus means it is retarding. Okay, it is retarding. Okay, next torque. Torque is equal to torque. Tau is equal to what is the formula? I into alpha. So I is how much? 5096.84 into alpha is equal to 0.1396. So you will get answer 711.51. 711.51 Newton meter. Then kinetic energy. What is the formula for kinetic energy? Half mv square. Okay. In terms of angular velocity, half
I omega.
into I omega square. That is initial omega naught square minus omega square. Okay, that is initial kinetic energy minus final kinetic energy. To calculate this one. So half I is equal to 5096.84 into omega naught initial velocity. That is 62.83 square minus final 20.94 square. So formula, what is answer? 801.9 Newton meter. Okay. So here I have not given the statement because the statement is that of the your previous exam. एक problem ऐसे ही solve किया था. Okay, take it on this one.
Have
Have
you
you
taken?
taken?
No.
No. 4,000 kg. 4,000. This is for homework. Time is 2 minutes. So first determine tau torque is equal to how much? Then second one, kinetic energy. Change in kinetic energy. Change in delta ke. And third one, angular momentum. Angular momentum. That is change in angular momentum. Change in angular momentum. So this formula is I omega naught minus I omega. So this formula is kinetic energy, change in kinetic energy formula. That is equal to half I omega naught minus one. Final is omega. Just omega. Here you are taken. Torque is equal to I alpha. So this is the formula you have to use and you have to calculate. Okay. So this completes entire your sixth chapter, 16. Okay. So what all we have studied from there? Yes, this is the last exam. Okay, this is the last example for the unit 6. See what all we have studied. Recall, we have started from the Newton's second law of motion. Correct? Then from the Newton's second law of motion, we have determined the D'Alembert's principle. We have stated the D'Alembert's principle. Then motion of lift we have done. Then problems on the inclined rough surface. Okay. Then smooth surfaces. Then connected bodies. Then coming to the circular motion. Angular momentum. Formula there. Okay. Then we are. Is it audible now? All of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then circular motion you are determined that is torque, inertia, mass moment of inertia, angular moment of inertia. Okay, all those formula, technical formula. Then coming to the problems. Okay, that is the overturning and skidding. Okay, so these all comes under chapter number 6. Yes. Is there any doubt to you? Yes. अभी दो चैप्टर हैं. Okay. So eighth one is very small chapter. 1 or 2 class में खत्म हो जाएगा. Eighth one. So now I will start from tomorrow. I will start your second chapter. Sorry, 7th or 8th. Okay, I'll check 7th or 8th. I will take the 7th one only. Okay, it will take around 6 to 8. Yes, today I will upload the assignment. Only okay, I can. Third assignment you have written? Yes. Fourth nine. Fourth. Okay, I will give some simple problem. Okay, you just submit it. Okay, today I will upload. Today I will upload all your assignments and also MCQ questions. MCQ questions also I will upload. Okay, I will complete and I will revise the MCQ questions all the time. Okay.
Yes.
Is it fine? Yes. Just a minute, I will take attendance. Roll number 6. Absent. Seven. Who is 7? Nine. 11. 12. 15. 16. 17. 20. 29. 31. 31. 34, 38, 38, 40, 53, 53, 57, 61, 62, 62, 63, present, 64 absent. Okay, so we'll stop now. We'll continue next lecture. So you have the one minute. All of you concentrate here. So today is the last date for checking your ISC marks and midterm marks. If there is any variation in your marks, please contact your respective class subject teacher. Okay, if there is any corrections in your subject, please go and meet your respective subject teacher. Is it okay? Especially ISC and midterm marks. Okay, because we are sending those marks only to the university. Mechanics, is there any corrections to anybody?
No, sir.
What is it? I will clarify your document. Okay, then unit 3. Okay, unit 3 exam. It is on the 22nd. So what will be the question? I will take unit number 5. Unit number 5 for unit 3. Unit 3. Unit number 5. Dynamics. Dynamics will take. And ISC 3. ISC 3 will be 6 and 7. ISC 3 also it will come. We'll see. Very soon after your UT 3. Don't know whether it will conduct or not. I don't know. Okay, we'll check. अभी नहीं तो 5 and 6 में will take. Okay, आपको भी revision हो जाएगा. 5 and 6. हाँ, kinetic and kinematics. Is it okay? All of you. I will take unit test 3 on kinetics and kinematics. That is chapter number 5 and 6. Is it fine?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, fine. No problem. Okay. So with that note, I will stop now. You have a lecture at 4:15 to 6:15 now today. Today there is a lecture 4:15 to 6:15. Mathematics. Mathematics. I don't know, but mathematics lecture is there. Okay, now. Okay. Okay. You can take 10 minutes. You can take 10 minutes break. 10-15 minutes break. So join back afterwards. Okay, we stop.